War on Teachers. The facts. Increased violence in children and adolescents. It is widely known that as children grow, they begin to experience changes in their minds. They begin to test boundaries and distinguish right from wrong by doing little things here and there to test the limits with their parents and teachers and such, like petty lies, stealing stuff, just certain small things that can be fixed with discipline or punishments. The American Academy of Pediatrics defines it as a fine line often divides normal from abnormal behavior. In the child's level of development, it is different among every child. There are certain things that children can have that can hinder them from having normal experiences. For example, they could have mental setbacks, autism, Asperger's, things of that nature, or they can have explosive disorders that make it hard for them to sit down and focus in a classroom. These certain things can affect children in their behavior, but for the most part, children experience things at a normal pace and they deal with things differently. But there are certain things that happen in this development that are not normal and should be addressed. Some children will begin to go to school and test boundaries to the point where they are being a disruption in classrooms. They will curse authority figures, they will throw blunt objects, and they will even harass their teachers. Nothing is being done about this. Teachers are being hit, they're being cussed at, they're being not listened to, because people are identifying this as normal. And there's nothing normal about a child throwing scissors at a teacher who they are upset with. Okay? Support in the matter. All these difficulties they're terrible, they're awful. There is some support available for teachers, such as IEPs that can help address the problems some kids face. They can have teaching aides come in and deal with the kids that have specific needs that need special attention, other things of that nature. These aides are trained professionally to deal with the kids and all the problems that they have, and this does help. Okay? But it's not enough. While there are IEPs, for sure, there are teaching assistants. Okay, there are still unruly children in classrooms that are not being dealt with in an appropriate manner. And they disrupt class, they harm others, and there's nothing being done about it. The teachers are expected to treat and educate these kids and make sure they get all the information for standardized tests, but how can they do that when the kid is throwing stuff or cussing a teacher? It's just not going to happen. All right? The media, my favorite, and the role it plays in the war. A simple Google search of children being disrespectful teachers, and you will find countless websites saying how you as the teacher should have to fix that. That is a problem. We looked up children being disrespectful teachers, and we get websites about how you have to fix it, not the kid fixing their own behavior. The media cares about clicks, about how many times their website is visited, how much money they can receive. So they tend to pick the opinions that are hot topic and that matter to other people. This is a big issue. There is no support for teachers online or anywhere on social media because people are bashing them 24/7. There's no out with these websites. But are they wrong? Granted, the media is incorrect with its biases of sources, using people that have no educational background whatsoever to distinguish the problems in a classroom. But there's always, in every group, there's always a soiled fruit. Some teachers are bad. It happens. There's always a bad person in every group. You'll find it anywhere. Parents need to be able to voice their concerns about teachers in a way that will be heard. Because at some institutions and at some schools, the administration will blow off parents when they have concerns and tell them that that's just the way it is. With this platform, they can get their points across and address the problems that their kids have with teachers. Stories like this can also make sure that things like this don't happen again. They can be preventative, kind of like a history class teaching you not to be bad, not to start wars because it's not good for anybody, things of that nature. Media contributors. They range from article writers, journalists, people who work for news outlets, magazines, etc. These are the impressionists of the internet and the press. They have a substantial amount of hold over people. You find yourself constantly looking at articles all over the internet because it's everywhere. So these journalists have somewhat of a vendetta against teachers. Maybe they had a bad experience. Maybe a teacher yelled at them the wrong way 100 years ago. So they write these articles that are biased and make teachers look bad, and no one questions it. No one says anything, because that is the popular opinion. Teachers can't win. Once again, all of the odds are pinned against them. All right? But are they off base? While some of these articles are whiny and too emotional, there are some that do have roots next to them. There are some problems, I will admit. You need to take the example of concerned parents once again. If their child is being wronged, we need to fix it. Plain and simple. All right. Politics. Everyone's favorite? Question mark. Mini Trump. In the news today, politicians tend to side with the popular opinion to get votes and or money. It's their favorite. Which also, their favorite opinion is anti-teacher. Yay! Only in this case, politicians have an agenda. Like I said, money, votes, things of that nature. That's what they want. Take Mini Trump, for example. He told an entire conservative rally, ranging from kids to seniors, with basically the same opinion as him, that teachers were losers and that kids needed to rebel away from them. How is that a message that we need to give to teachers? How is that good? How are we supposed to tell kids they need to rebel from these teachers that they're losers? I have proof right here. In this video, you can see Don Jr. encouraging. You can see Mini Trump encouraging these students to rebel against their teachers.
Keep up that fight. Bring it to your schools. You don't have to be indoctrinated by these loser teachers that are trying to sell you on socialism from birth. You don't have to do it.
If you can't see the problem with this message that he tried to give, I don't know what to tell you. He's trying to spin this in a terrible light. This is not how we need to address these issues. Politics for the good. While that situation was toxic and not necessary in any way, some politicians have done good for teachers. For example, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders were huge advocates for teachers when they were running for presidency, and they still are. Some politicians are trying to get better conditions for teachers, but their influence is being shadowed over, it's being taken away by people like Don Jr., who wants to tell an entire rally teachers are terrible. And that's just the cold facts about that. To conclude, the fight isn't over. Every side has a point, every side has merits. The bigger issue is the war is that no one is communicating properly. Everyone's yelling, everyone's fighting, no one is sitting down and coming to some sort of compromise about any of these issues. And this war will not be resolved until everyone realizes what we need to accomplish for a better America and a better life. Here we go.
Woo!